Hello everyone, welcome back to another Pause for Thought video. I'm going to try my best to keep all these Pause for Thought videos under 2 to 3 minutes. The idea being that they're just quick, useful tips you can take away and use straight away. Because probably everyone who's watching this video wants to improve their life in some way or something about their life. And our life and our lifestyle generally comes down to our habits. There's some good habits, some bad habits, but we get very routine in our day-to-day life. And we have habits that we stick to all the time, which is why you saw me at the start make a cup of coffee, because right now is bang on 3 o'clock and I'm sitting down with an afternoon coffee. What comes with the coffee is these things. These biscuits. You know, who can argue that dunking a biscuit in your coffee or in your tea, preferably without spilling it while you're on camera, is just one of those natural pairings. You know, you have coffee, you have tea, you have a biscuit, you have a bit of cake, you have something sweet, and most of us do that, right? In fact, some of us are so routine that even Oscar here knows that when someone has a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, generally they have a biscuit. There you go. Ready? Yeah. But if we're looking at changing habits, we want to go a step further back and we want to look at the triggers for the habits, because triggers create the habits. Habits create our lifestyle, and whether that's a good, healthy, happy lifestyle will depend largely on the triggers and habits that we keep. What do I mean by trigger? This coffee is a trigger, and I'm calling the coffee the trigger, not the habit. The habit, I think, is the biscuits, and this, from a health point of view, not the greatest habit. From a life point of view, it's a fantastic habit. It's a lovely habit to have, but it's probably not helping us live a healthy life. So the trigger in this case, excuse me, hang on. But the trigger in this case is the coffee, which leads to the bad habit of the biscuits. If we was to replace this coffee, this trigger, with a glass of water, suddenly the biscuits don't become so appealing. You can't dunk your biscuits in a glass of water. So by changing the trigger, changing the coffee to, say, a glass of water, we change the habit, we change the bad habit, we change what we have with it. So instead of maybe having the trigger as a cup of coffee and then having the habit as a biscuit or a cake, we have the trigger as a glass of water, then maybe the habit changes as well. So now you can see we've got the water and the habit changes into this apple, which in its own way, more delicious than the biscuits. It's a healthier habit. This is actually a really good habit to have. Suddenly, like the glass of water and the apple is improving our lives, right? So it's a really good habit and a really good trigger to have. So if we can focus on the trigger instead of trying to change the habit, I think we'll have a lot more success. Triggers are everywhere, and this is just one example. Another trigger you might think of is going to bed at night. The habit then is brushing your teeth before you go to bed. You know, a habit might be buying Costa coffee from your local garage, but the trigger is filling up with fuel in the first place. If you can change that, maybe fill up at a station that doesn't sell you Costa coffees, then you take away the habit. Change the trigger before you even think about changing the habit, and I think you'll have a lot more success. Hopefully that gives you something to think about. Hopefully that gives you a way to improve your life. If you like the video, please pop down, subscribe to the channel, please like the video, that'd be great. And myself and Oscar, we will see you again in the next video.